Missed out on breakfast? Fret not. It's never too late to grab a bite.
All right, let's talk travel on today's Breakfast Bites. Quick question for you, Ryan. How early do you usually get to the airport before a flight? Are you one of those 3 hours before, grab a coffee, people watch, or are you the I'm going to risk it and cut it close type?
Well, I think it depends on which stage of my life you're asking. These days, I would go about 2 hours because I've got kids. I've got to make sure I don't forget anything. Maybe settle down at the lounge as well. So it depends on your ticket. Do you have access to the lounges there? And what airport you're going to as well, so you know you've got stuff going on there.
All great points. Let's just say for Changi Airport, the closest you've ever cut it. How long was that?
That would be an hour. So without baggage, so I don't have to worry about checking it in and the queues and so on.
Okay, so I know that for Ahmad, he is a half an hour to 40-minute type person.
That's tight.
Which is very tight. And I am on the other end of the spectrum with my kids 2.5 to 3 hours early because you never know, with those rascals what's going to go on. Well, there's a new trend making waves on TikTok right now, and it's called the airport theory. Have you heard of this?
Yes. So I think it's about trying to be efficient the time you spend at airport.
Efficient is one word. Brave is another word for me. Honestly, it's making me nervous just thinking about it. What is airport theory? It's basically this idea where people show up at the airport as little as 15 minutes before their flight boards. Yep, 15 minutes, no checked bags, boarding pass ready on your phone, and it's basically a race against time through security and to your gate. Fashionably late or dangerously close to missing your flight.
Yeah,
that's the thrill.
I think it's part of the travel experience, the adrenaline rush of packing your bags at the last minute, rushing to the gates,
That
and
sounds
then
terrible
catching
to
your
me.
breath on the plane.
But the risk of you missing your flight, I feel like that's too big. Do you know how much that would set your schedule back? Anyway, one TikTok creator who is a neurosurgeon, by the way, talk about living life on the edge. Tried this out at Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta. That's the busiest airport in the world. She made it to her gate in just 18 minutes. And apparently she wasn't even running, just a casual jog, phone in hand, vlogging the whole thing. Now, not everyone is going full adrenaline junkie. Another content creator tested it out with his family, but with a little more caution. They arrived 90 minutes early, then timed how long it could take. If you just zipped through without stopping, they made it to their gate in under about 13 minutes. No checked bags. Perfect timing on the airport tram, that little train thing. So if they missed it, that alone would have cost them a minute or two. But everything had to fall in place, right? Which you cannot guarantee most of the time.
You can't.
Yeah, and here's where it gets interesting. Both creators agree this is not something you try with an international flight. But the thing is, Changi Airport, everywhere we go is international, right? If you have bags to check, don't do this. Or if you like coffee before a flight. Because in fact, in one of these tests, it took them 25 minutes just to get a coffee after they made it to the gate. So if your priorities include caffeine and snacks, airport theory might not be for you.
Yeah, so no margin for error with these tight schedules.
Yes, so now personally, I don't know about you, but I like a little buffer. I don't mind sitting at the gate because missing a flight is way too much hassle and sets back the schedule. Some folks, they live for the last minute thrill, but travel experts and airport authorities all agree that this is not a good idea, guys, okay?
Yeah.
Those 2 to 3 hours they recommend aren't just for fun, they're there for the unpredictable stuff, right? That always pops up, you don't know. A long security line, a broken scanner, you name it, that could happen and that could really risk you missing your flight.
Yeah, and sometimes the gates are really at the extreme ends of wherever you're going, so that could take extra time. And then there's also this incident not too long ago, back in December, when a Scoot flight from Changi Airport took off
early,
1.5 hours earlier than scheduled. So it was supposed to take off at 4:50 a.m. It took off at 3:21 a.m. So there's a long story behind it, but yep, if you were there earlier, you might have been able to catch that change in schedule.
Yes. I mean, of course, that's not a very common occurrence, hopefully, because how could you do that, right? Anyway, what do you think? Are you tempted to give this airport theory a try? Or are you firmly in Team Airport Audrey? Snacks packed, gate found, boarding passes printed twice just in case. That's
Checking
me.
to business lounge.
Stop it, Ryan. Anyway, hit us up. Drop us a message, 8855-0893, because we would love to know how brave or how late you're willing to get for a flight.